Hello, thank you for joining me in today's hip opening yoga flow. We begin today in any comfortable seat, taking the first minute of our practice today to come into the breath. I invite you to close the eyes and maybe set an intention for your practice today. Consciously letting the day go. Finding release and relaxation in our body as we connect to the breath. Breathing nice and even. Taking a few more deep breaths. And gently we can blink the eyes open, taking the hands behind the head, elbows facing out to the side. Inhale and exhale to draw the elbows together, tucking the chin into the chest. Keeping our spine nice and erect, just opening up through the cervical spine. Breathing into this beautiful neck stretch. Releasing any tension that we may hold. Inhale to open the elbows and exhale to release the hands, clasping them behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest up to the sky, feeling the expansion in the front of the shoulders and in the chest muscles. Take one more deep breath here. And then exhale, release the hands, planting the fingertips in front of the knees to gently rock back up onto the toes, the balls of the feet. Feeling this nice stretch on the bottoms of the feet as we take a nice deep breath. On your next inhale, reach the arms out to shoulder height, and exhale, find a gentle twist. Beginning to move with the breath here, going at your own pace. Inhale, back to center, and exhale to twist. Working through the thoracic spine. These will be gentle, small little movements. And once both sides feel even, we can plant the hands and rock up onto the feet. Exhale to fold over the legs, bringing the chest into the thighs, a nice bend in the knees. Just letting the blood flow down to the head and the heart as we release tension in the shoulders and the neck. Letting the arms dangle, finding nice, easy breaths. Gently release the hands and inhale, find a halfway lift, extending through the crown of the head, sending the hips back, really elongating through the spine. Taking one more deep breath, and then heel-toeing the feet a little bit more than hip-width apart, coming into bear pose, sending the palms forward in front, deeply sinking into the hips. Feeling the quads and the hip flexors turn on as we strengthen. Gently release, inhale, straighten everything, reach the hands up, and exhale, Anjali Mudra. Gently step the right foot up to the top of the mat and turn towards the long edge. Exhale, find your way into goddess pose, squeezing the glutes together. Hands find heart center as we sink down into the mat. We can stay here, or we have an option to lift the left heel coming onto the ball of the foot. Still active in the legs. Exhale, release, coming onto the right. And releasing the heel, taking the hands to the knees, and exhale, dip the left shoulder in towards the chest as we twist to the right. Take one breath here, and exhale, gently come back to center and twist to the other side, trying not to lock the elbows, keeping a slight micro bend. Meeting back in center, exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the fingertips towards the sky, 5-star pose. And exhale, turn to the front of the mat, forward fold over the right leg. Finding our pyramid pose, making sure to adjust the angle of your legs. Keeping a slight bend in the knee if we need to. We also have an option to raise the arms behind the lower back, intensifying this hamstring stretch. Another option to deepen, we can lift up the back heel, shifting our weight forward, still very active, always listening to your body. Exhale, release, coming into extended side angle, reaching the left arm overhead, finding a nice long line on the side of the body. Connecting to the core, exhale, lift up to warrior two. Hold here for a breath, feel your strength, and then inhale, pivot to the front, high lunge. Exhale, rain the fingertips down, lowering the left knee, and inhale, sweep the hands up, low lunge. Maybe taking a slight back bend here, or bringing hands to heart center, finding a deeper inner connection. One deep breath, and then exhale to plant the left hand, using the right to guide the knee open as we come onto the outer edge of the foot. Opening through the groins, squeezing the glutes together, maybe gazing to the side or behind us. Option to reach the foot up and grab the back ankle, opening up through the quadriceps as well as the hips. Maybe playing with the angle of the foot, taking it further away and closer into the hips. On your next exhale, gently release the foot, framing the front of the mat, tucking the back toe to step back into plank pose, taking a nice strong vinyasa where we meet in downward facing dog. Taking your time, pedaling out the feet here, bending one knee and then the other, really waking up through the backs of the legs, taking a moment to feel the imbalance before we step the left foot up and make our way into our pyramid pose. Using your breath to help you deepen with whatever variation you've chosen today. Keeping integrity in the spine, nice, long, beautiful lines. Reaching the crown of the head forward as we ground down through the outer edges of the feet. Maybe choosing to lift the back heel, adding a little balance challenge into this posture. Taking one more even breath in through the nose and out through the nose. We can gently release the heel and make our way into extended side angle. Reaching the fingertips over, grounding down through the outer edge of the right foot. Connect to the core And exhale to windmill the arms up into a warrior two, gazing over the left fingers. Inhale, back to our high crescent lunge. And exhale, gently rain the fingertips down as we come into our low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, send the pelvis down towards the mat. Breathing. One more breath before we gently plant the right hand and come into our twisted dragon. Opening the left knee out to the side as we twist and gaze behind us. Sending our awareness down towards the lower back and the hips as we open with every breath. And we can gently kick the back heel up and reach it in towards the hips, deepening this posture. Playing around with any extra movements that feel good. Exhale to lovingly release the foot back to the mat, framing the left leg and coming back into a child's pose. Taking the toes together, we can widen the knees. Planting the elbows down, palms come together as they reach behind the head, walking the elbows out. Opening up through the triceps, the sides of the ribs, and the shoulders. Surrendering for just a few moments. Coming back to the breath. Exhale to gently plant the hands, lifting up and making your way into tabletop. Mobilizing the spine with a few rounds of cat-cow. Moving carefully, enjoying the backward and forward motion as we inhale and lift the chest, and exhale, rounding through the back. Finishing out this round and then meeting a neutral spine. Extending the right leg behind, reaching the heel. Feeling this long line through the calf and up the back of the thigh, all the way to the glutes. Exhale to lift the leg, bend the knee, and reach the left arm back for the foot, pulling it up into the sky, grounding through our right hand and the top of our left foot. Challenging your balance. One more breath, you got this. Exhale to release and gently crunch the knee in towards the nose. Inhale, extend, and exhale, crunch. Finding length and crunching. Inhale, extend, and exhale back to tabletop. Reaching the left heel back towards the back of the room. Breathing here, sending your awareness to the lower leg as we gaze in between the hands. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then lift the leg, bend the knee, reaching the right arm back, finding your balance here, taking your time, using the opposition of the ankle and the hand to reach it up a little bit higher, still keeping the hips square. Feeling strong and grounded. One more breath. And then exhale, crunch the left knee into the nose. Inhale, reach the foot back. Moving with the breath. One more of these. Before meeting in tabletop, tucking the toes, coming down onto the forearms and sending the hips up for dolphin pose. Pressing through the forearms to reach the chest towards the legs. Finding a few moments of stillness, opening up through the back. Before gently lifting the right leg high in the air, grounding through the left ball of the foot. Exhale, we can bend the knee and send the foot to the other side of the room. If this is too intense, we can always just stay in dolphin pose. Exhale to gently release, and inhale, sweep the left leg up. Holding here, and exhale, bend the knee, stack the hips. Still pressing through the forearms. Exhale to gently release, coming down onto the knees and crossing the feet at the ankles. Finding a seat on the bum where we extend the legs long, finding staff pose, flexing the feet, lifting up through the crown of the head as we root down through the sit bones. Exhale to gently walk the fingertips towards the feet, stopping wherever our body tells us to, where we can keep a nice long spine. Folding a little bit deeper with every exhale. Inhale to release and sit back up, pointing and flexing the feet one at a time, working through the ankle mobility. Beautiful. Exhale to take the hands behind the hips, planting the feet, and send the hips up, dropping the head back, reverse tabletop pose. Feeling this beautiful opening in the tops of the shoulders as we squeeze the glutes and activate the core. Exhale to gently lower the hips down, rocking up into boat pose. Shins are parallel to the mat, and we can take the hands to heart center or float them by the legs. Holding here for about 10 more seconds. Pulling the navel into the legs. Holding here, using your breath. 2, 1. Exhale, gently release, crossing the right shin on top of the left. Rooting down through the sit bones as we lift up. Take the fingertips in front of the legs, and we can gently walk them out as far as feels good. Still bringing our awareness to the glutes as we send them down energetically through the mat. Beautiful. A few more breaths here. Finding some stillness as we slow down our breathing. Inhale to gently lift up, uncross the legs, and switch sides. Now working through the left glute as we find our position and gently fold forward. Keep breathing. One more breath. And inhale to gently lift, turning towards the long edge of the mat, taking the soles of the feet together for bound angle pose. First, lifting up through the chest, sending the knees down, opening through the inner groins. Then grabbing onto both feet with the right hand. Inhale to sweep the left arm overhead, finding one last side body stretch. Exhale to take the left hand behind as we gently twist. Coming back through center to switch sides, reaching the right hand up high. And exhale, twisting very gently. Ending this practice with our twist today. We can release back to center, crossing the feet at the ankles, taking one last breath together. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.